Hi, it's Liam from Muscle Doctor, and today we'll be looking at some home stretches to help you deal with tightness in the hips. There are lots of different reasons for tightness in your hips, and it's always recommended that you go and see a suitably qualified professional to have them assess and treat you specifically for your needs. But there are some stretches that can help give you some relief from tightness in the hips. If you're finding any of these stretches too difficult, then back up and make them slightly easier. These stretches should not be painful. If you find a stretch that you don't like, then skip it, move on to the next one. Ready? Let's go. For a hip flexor stretch, we're going to begin on a knee. So knee down on the floor, other foot forward. So let's lunge slowly into the stretch until we feel it at the front of the target side hip. Elbow resting on the knee. Make sure to keep the upper body upright so you can feel that stretch deep into the deeper hip flexors. The hamstring extender stretch is done lying on your back. So lying down, face up. Let's interlock the fingers behind the knee of the target leg, and keeping the ankle relaxed, we extend that knee until the leg's straight, or as straight as it can be, and then back down. So this one's done in repetitions. For this adductor stretch, we're seated on the floor, on a mat if you've got one. We're going to bring the soles of the feet so that they're touching. There are a few progressors and variables to this stretch that we can make it more intense with, but we're going to begin nice and easy. So those knees should be able to just drop down to your sides, no matter how high up they are, without too much of a stretch sensation through the adductors. So let's start by just bringing those heels in closer to the groin, trying to get the hands around the toes. Let the knees drop down slowly and see if you can lean yourself forward into the stretch. The frog stretch is a mobilization for the groin, similar to cat-cow and child's pose, but with a different intention. We're targeting the adductors, but also generally just the hip joint, so this should not be painful. So let's begin on all fours, hands down, knees as well. So knees in line with hands to start with. From there, we're going to just shuffle them outside of the mat so that we're kind of on the insides of the knees, because we need to create a hole to drop the bum down into. From there, shuffle the hands forward and then slowly lean back into that stretch. So we're looking to feel that in the groin, the muscles of the adductors, inside of the thigh. Hold it there just for a moment before coming back to an upright position and then slowly back down. So we're spending some time there initially just to feel the stretch in the target areas and to make sure that we can do so safely. And when we're happy with that, we can move into that position and back out of it seamlessly for a mobilization of the groin. For the seated glute stretch, we're beginning with legs outstretched, sat on the mat. So bring the right leg across to the left side hip. Make sure that you don't rush positioning and setting up on this one, because this foot position really determines the degree of stretch that you're going to get. Try and get that heel close into the hip and then bring the arm around the knee, hugging it close into the chest. Support yourself with the opposite hand and hold that position there. Deep breaths as we try and keep that knee close into the chest. The 90-90, so called because we've got lots of nice 90-degree angles at the knee and at the hip. It gives us internal and external rotation through the form of a mobilization for the hips. So we're beginning on a bum, on a mat if you've got one, and let's drop the inside of one knee down to the floor and the outside of the other knee down to the floor. What we need to do there is take a little lean back and allow some room to bring the legs around. So now we're in the opposite position. We've got the inside of the right knee to the floor, outside of the left, and then back. So we're getting 90 degrees of internal rotation on one leg and 90 degrees of external rotation on the other. One more repetition, and now let's hold that position. So we're going to head off with the right hand in the direction that the left knee is pointing. So slowly down onto the floor, try and get the chest to the knee and reach as far as you can with the right arm. Gently push yourself back up with the left hand, and we're just going to go for a shin tap, just a light shin tap, which gives us that rotation there for the right leg. And let's get those hips moving again before we get ourselves back up off the floor. Try and get the inside of the knee to touch the floor on both sides. And the legs back to the start position.